Well, on the bus, we were taking that roll to be sure if everybody was accounted for and safe, and sure enough, everybody was there. So I began to relax. Rudely interrupted. One of the boys spotted an off-duty policeman or groundskeeper. He's in a uniform. He sticks his head up at the open window and yells, "Hey, we got a goalpost and there's nothing you can do about it." My aching back, every adult in there. The coaches and I yelled. And of course he shut up. In the meantime, the bus driver got the bus started and started to pull out. Wisely, let's get these kids away from this place where they're crazy. Well, we're getting away, and slow going, a lot of traffic leaving after a ball game. And I start to listen. And some of the kids, some of the big shot type players that were out on the field, they're working other kids over that didn't go out there. Where were you when we got the goalpost? Man, I jumped into that and said they were where they belonged. You weren't. Well, that quieted things down for a while. But some brave soul, as we were going along down the road further, said, "Mr. Riggs, can we keep the goalpost and take it over to the new school?" Man, that'll get your attention. You begin to realize, hey, we've still got a problem. I've got a problem. Probably a big problem. But it was quieter, and we got on up to Evergreen, and everybody scattered and went home. Parents came and got kids and so forth. I got home and told Donna about it, and the telephone rings, and Bobby Morris was on the phone, our librarian, the gal I dearly loved, admired, respected, a friend. And she crawled on my case over that telephone till the line should have melted. She was really mad. What were you doing letting our boys and our son be out there and in danger? Where were you and what were you doing? Well, I said, really, I was watching the ball game and I supposed everybody else was. It never occurred to me what was going to happen. And you got the kind of boy that knew he was not supposed to be leaving the group without permission. So there's two sides to this thing. But I didn't get that in until she had run down. And when the telephone conversation was over, you know, it sunk in on me that you really have a problem. She's really giving you kind of fair warning for what's coming. So I called up Lou Finch, and we had a long conversation, and I don't remember what we said to each other whatsoever, but Lou is always a cool head to talk to when there's a problem. And as part of the Jefferson County emphasis on principals being instructional leaders, I had Lou take over the old office that was where the telephone calls came in. Most of the discipline was going to him first and so on. And I was working as, quote, an instructional leader, and I did. I met a lot with these teams that we had established. We were trying to get a good modern program ready to go into this brand new junior high school that was being built and that we were being told was built for open space. Okay, we'll work at it. So we had knocked a wall out and had a double-sized classroom where we had teams. And if I remember right, we had English and social studies as a team. And I know it was English. I'm not sure about social studies. That I chose their domain to have the principal fess up. They've got a problem. We've got a problem. And I decided, well, this is what I'm going to do. Well, be a teacher all day long. At least I'm going to take charge of those large groups, 2 classrooms at a time, see as many kids as possible before the day is over, and it'll be busy, but it'll cut down on rumors. My plan was to briefly say what went on from my point of view, of course, and then tell them you're going to write an English paper, and you've got to write it. I've already talked to your teachers. You either get it in or there's going to be trouble. They're going to grade it as an English paper. You can take any position you want to take on this situation that I'm going to talk to you about, but you have to write the paper, so listen up. One of the things I said was that you can write the paper on the topic of the principal should be fired for letting the kids get endangered and for bringing stolen property back up here to the school. The second one was that if you think that the students should be punished for going out on the field without permission and putting us in an embarrassing situation and being thieves, write it that way. If you think, what's the big deal? Write it that way. If you think it was a good thing they did, write it that way. I don't care. But I want you to think about it, because there's a lot of people who are not going to be very happy. I'm not very happy with myself. Well, I did my best to be cool and to be informative. And you know what? The kids pretty well listened. I never did get the papers and read them. I asked the teachers, and they said the kids did a good job, and I'm satisfied with that. Because after we did this, things settled down very quickly. The interesting thing to me was that the press was there, and I can't remember whether Jane Daugherty did this or not. I kind of doubt it. Jane's sharp enough that I think she would have got a little straighter what I was trying to do. But the next video I want to report to you from the newspapers. And by the way, I took the poll back to the Broncos that day. Tried to find somebody down there, drove in on the grounds. Never been down the Bronco headquarters before. I'm going into a building, asking who I can see. I want to talk to somebody in authority. What do you want? Well, I'm bringing back a part of the goalpost that was taken up to the Evergreens Junior High School, and we don't want it up there, but I'd like to talk to somebody about it. They brushed me off. I might as well have been there asking for donations to the Riggs Family Foundation or something. So I turned around, walked out, looked around. There's a fence over there. I took it off of the vehicle, took the pole off the vehicle, laid it against the fence, drove away. The rest of the story now when we get to looking at the newspaper.